Gandhi vs Subhas topic has always been the subject of public discussion, and it fascinates me when I see how passionately people express their views. Today we are going to get some glimpses, so let's get started. One of the greatest achievements of Gandhi was he consolidated a feeling of national unity among people, irrespective of religion and caste. He brought together political leaders from all over India. In 1921, when Subhas returned from England and met Gandhiji, he was able to convey his thoughts, his determination to free the motherland from the clutches of colonialism. It was after he resigned from ICS, a service which could have given him a prosperous, wealthy life had he continued as an ICS officer. He flooded Gandhiji with questions about the future strategies of Congress, which Gandhiji answered with his usual patience. Some of the answers satisfied him, but others did not. The atrocities by the British at Jallianwala Bagh changed the course of our freedom struggle. This incident exposed the true nature of imperialism. INC estimated more than 1,000 were killed and approximately 1,500 were injured. This massacre brought millions of uncommitted people into the center of political activism. This was one of the main reasons which led to the non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji here did a great job, strengthening Hindu-Muslim unity and bringing masses into the national movement. But when the movement was at its peak, the Chauri Chaura incident happened. Subhas was overwhelmed with sorrow and resentment when Gandhiji, following the incident, suspended the movement, failing the hardships and sacrifices of different sections of the society such as Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, peasants, workers, capitalists, tribals, and so on. In 1928, at the Calcutta session of Indian National Congress, Bose emerged as the principal spokesman of the younger and leftist forces in the national movement. He also raised and trained a semi-military body, the Congress Volunteer Corps, which of course Gandhiji did not approve. During the Lahore session of 1929, Bose moved a resolution primarily based on two aspects: setting up a parallel government and a program of all-round boycott. In the course of his address to the delegates, he said, "I am an extremist and my principle is all or none." Bose advocated complete unconditional independence, whereas INC wanted it in phases through dominion status. As a matter of fact, moderate leaders believed that political connections with Britain were in India's interest. Bose's resolution was not only defeated, but he and others of his leftist camp were excluded from the working committee. Gandhiji wanted the supreme body in the party to be a homogeneous one, so that he could proceed with his plans unchallenged from inside. Gandhiji's weapons were Ahimsa and Satyagraha, though they were not exclusively based on moral grounds. He knew unarmed masses would not be successful in an armed rebellion. He knew teachings of Satyagraha, being based on non-violence, would easily attract the masses. On the contrary, Bose had a deep attraction to military discipline. He wanted to use every opportunity to secure India's independence, if necessary violence too. Having said that, it wasn't that he didn't have any faith in Gandhi's non-violence. It was important to him, which he acknowledged in his speech from Tokyo. He said, "Though personally I believe that this method will not succeed in bringing us complete independence, there is no doubt it has greatly helped to rouse and unify the Indian people and also to keep up a movement of resistance against the foreign government." Netaji's victory at Tripuri in 1939 against Pattavi, who was backed by Gandhiji himself, created polarization among the members based on ideology and the matter of future struggle. Gandhiji congratulated Bose on the victory, but also declared, "Pattavi's defeat is my defeat." When Subhas publicly criticized the members of the Congress Working Committee for their willingness to negotiate with the government on the matter of federation, the leaders became upset. They resigned from the working committee because they felt that they could not work with a president who had openly cast doubts on their nationalistic principles. Netaji wanted to give the British an ultimatum because he was able to read the signs of World War II and knew it was the right time. He was desperate to take advantage of the international crisis situation and strive for independence. But Gandhiji was against of any such ultimatum. He believed neither the Congress nor the masses were ready yet. When congressmen requested Gandhiji to nominate the ruling body under the presidency of Subhas, he said he would not interfere by imposing a working committee. He said the president should choose the working committee and lead the Congress. Gandhiji's view was he would only lead the Congress on the basis of his own ideology, or he would not lead at all. In a letter Gandhiji wrote to Subhas, "The views you express seem to be so diametrically opposed to those of the others and my own that I do not see any possibility of bringing them." Gandhiji left no option for Bose but to resign. I believe Indian history would have been different had Congress supported Netaji with full potential. We could have had our independence in a more prestigious form, might have avoided partition, which took away millions of lives. Netaji and his Indian National Army played significant role in Indian independence. Trials of INA soldiers led to a revolt in British Indian Army that gave the final blow on British government in India. Because Quit India movement, where Gandhiji twisted his non-violence and gave his call of do or die, could not pose any serious threat to the British, the revolt was suppressed. Despite a difference in ideology, a deep mutual respect was there between them. Each appreciated the work of other in the national struggle for freedom. Netaji addressed Gandhiji as the father of the nation. When an American journalist, Louis Fisher, asked Gandhiji about his thoughts on Netaji's action to seek help from Germany, Gandhiji replied, "Bose was a patriot among patriots." The first of the 4 brigades of Netaji's Indian National Army was named after Mahatma Gandhi, which was a concrete expression of Netaji's love and respect for Gandhiji. And when the death of Netaji was reported, Gandhiji said, "Netaji's patriotism is second to none. His bravery shines through all his actions." We can criticize Gandhiji for so many reasons. He had his flaws, his limitations, failures, but we cannot question his intentions or doubt his integrity. Maybe we are lacking a deeper understanding. Maybe we need to have a more closer look into his life. We must understand billions of people throughout the world cannot just love and respect someone for no reason.